Hey friends, this is Dolynny TV. Glad to have you aboard this morning as we get set up to discuss what comes from Edmonton Oilers practice as the Oilers see two members rejoin the group ahead of Game 1 against the LA Kings tomorrow. And then as well some injury updates and some line combinations that you might want to take a look at considering how things might shake out for the Oilers come 8 p.m. tomorrow night. Friends, before we get there though, if you are new to the channel, I'm going to ask you to consider hitting that subscribe button. You know what? We're off to a hot start here in the playoffs, obviously. The energy is big time right now, right? I think that is a good way to put it. I think that's a terrible way to put it, quite honestly, because I'm not doing it enough justice. Right now, the Edmonton Oilers are about to embark on that playoff journey that we may have very well long awaited at this point. And with that, we go in with the news that Evander Kane, number 91 for your Edmonton Oilers, has dealt with a sports hernia all season long. I already see right out of the gate, oh, why didn't the Oilers LTIR him and go out there and acquire some guys at the trade deadline? Your guess is as good as mine, to be honest with you. If it's something he's felt he could have played through and then just recently learned it's sport hernia, who knows, right? I mean, I assume he's probably known all year that it's a sports hernia, but again, I don't want to sit here and assume too much at all because I was raised a little better than that. So let's go here then and discuss the game one lines, friends. There's a little sneak preview, and we'll go quickly to tell you before we get to that yes, indeed, we were talking yesterday that Janmark and Kane were not at practice, while today they were both on the ice for practice taking line rushes. And that, friends, is where we're able to go to the line for game number 1 tomorrow against the LA Kings. I know it was Chris Knobloch yesterday mentioning that he doesn't necessarily dislike Adam Henrique at center, but he seems to like right now, based on how he's assembled the lines, Henrique at left wing alongside McDavid and Hyman to balance out the roster with RNH, Draisaitl, and Foegele, your second line. And this is the big ticket item, right? It was yesterday where it was kind of a question mark for one Chris Knobloch in terms of would he give Dylan Holloway game 1, would he not? Well, in the final practice day before game day to start the playoffs, the Oilers had Dylan Holloway taking line rushes on his usual line over the past 6-7 games, with Holloway, McLeod, and Perry united once more. Then you have Evander Kane in the bottom 6 taking line rushes with Carrick and Janmark. I think for the Oilers, depending on how it's going, that technically, because of what Sam Carrick's given you as an Edmonton Oiler so far, and what Evander Kane, hopefully rested and back to somewhat above 50% healthy, gives you, that is a third line in and of itself, statistically speaking, for the Edmonton Oilers over the past 6-7 years. So for us, that's exciting to see that the Oilers have that bottom 6 depth. Now it'll be incumbent on them to produce results in that bottom 6. The defense stays, of course, the same. Ekholm, Bouchard, Nurse, Ceci, and Kulak Desharnais, as it has been for the majority of the season this year. Of course, starting in net, Stuart Skinner as well. And then what I will kind of tell you about these lines is it could all change at morning skate or in the pregame rushes during warm-ups tomorrow, but I assume for Chris Knobloch, looking to instill a little bit of confidence in his group, what we see today might very well be, except for maybe Kane or Janmark, depending if they're not good to go, well, that'll be what you see when it comes down to it. Of course, for the Oilers right now, they do have 3 forwards available to them outside of Kane and Janmark, that being Gagne, Ryan, and Brown. And we'll see kind of if, I would assume if Janmark's not 100%, Brown sneaks in. I assume if Kane's not 100%, it's going to be a tough decision between Brown and Gagne. So friends, I'm Tyson, this is Dolynny TV. Thanks so much for being aboard here this afternoon. Really appreciate you hanging out with me as we get set up for game number 1, the Oilers, the LA Kings, the live stream. So as you can get your notifications and stuff for the play-by-play, it goes live later on this evening around probably 8-9 o'clock. So stay tuned for that as well. I am up on out of here.